Every morning, millions of people across America follow a ritual that feels almost sacred. A sip of water, a pill swallowed, a belief silently reinforced that we are taking control of our health. These capsules, sold in gleaming bottles with bold promises, make us feel protected. We think we are fueling our bodies, fortifying our bones, boosting our energy. For many, these supplements are symbols of hope. But what if I told you that hope might be misplaced? What if the trust we've placed in these tiny pills is quietly betraying us? Let's step back and reflect. Imagine your body as a finely tuned orchestra. When you eat real food, nutrients enter like a symphony, slow, harmonized, supported by cofactors and natural balances. Calcium arrives with magnesium and vitamin K. Iron comes with plant fibers or animal proteins. Nature always sends its nutrients in teams. But when we take a supplement, we're not following that rhythm. We're blasting the orchestra with a solo trumpet during a quiet string section. The harmony breaks. The body, which evolved over thousands of years to process food in natural combinations, panics. And this disruption, though invisible, can be dangerous. Let's talk about calcium. For decades, it's been marketed as the answer to osteoporosis. If bones are weak, take more calcium. Simple, right? Not exactly. When we ingest 500 or even 1,000 milligrams of calcium in a single dose from a pill, we're flooding the bloodstream with something it wasn't designed to handle alone. This spike overwhelms the body's ability to regulate it. The calcium doesn't neatly head to your bones. Without the presence of guiding nutrients like vitamin K2 and magnesium, which usually come from food, calcium wanders. And its favorite landing spot? The walls of your arteries. That's right. The very substance, meant to strengthen your bones, could be hardening your blood vessels instead. This is not a theory. A meta-analysis published in the British Medical Journal found that calcium supplements increased the risk of heart attacks by 30%. Another study in South Korea showed the risk could be nearly 90% higher. And perhaps the most comprehensive research, the multi-ethnic study of atherosclerosis, followed thousands of people for a decade and found something deeply unsettling. People who got calcium from food had healthier arteries. But those who relied on supplements, their arteries were more likely to calcify. The danger is real, and it lies in the disconnect between isolated nutrients and the orchestra of your body. Calcium isn't evil, it's essential, but in the wrong form, without its natural companions, it becomes a threat. It's like pouring concrete into your arteries. And the sad truth is that many people, especially those over 50, are taking these pills without guidance, believing they are doing something good for themselves. This misunderstanding extends beyond calcium. The problem is bigger. The supplement industry is worth billions, built on the back of good intentions and powerful marketing. We are told that more is better, that aging means deficiency, that vitality comes in a bottle. But the human body doesn't work that way. Nutrients interact. They depend on timing, dose, and synergy. When we isolate them and take them in excess, we may be trading short-term comfort for long-term damage. You might be thinking, should I stop taking all supplements? The answer isn't black and white. In specific medical cases, supplements can be life-saving, but the casual, self-prescribed consumption of high-dose pills is a modern phenomenon, and a risky one. It reflects our desire for shortcuts, for easy answers. But in health, as in life, the easy road is often the most dangerous. So, before you reach for that bottle again, pause. Ask yourself if the pill you trust is supported by real evidence or just clever marketing. Ask if you're feeding your body or confusing it. The orchestra of your health deserves harmony, not chaos. And the first step toward true well-being might be choosing real food over isolated pills. Have you ever felt drained, foggy, or simply off, and reached for an iron supplement, hoping it would restore your energy? That's what millions do. Iron deficiency is one of the most self-diagnosed issues in the supplement aisle. But here's the truth that often goes untold. Taking iron without a clear medical need can quietly harm your organs over time. Iron is essential. It helps carry oxygen through your blood, keeps your muscles strong, and supports your brain. But in excess, it turns toxic. Think of a bicycle left out in the rain. It rusts. That same oxidation process can happen inside your body. When you take too much iron, or take it when you don't actually need it, it builds up in your liver, pancreas, and heart. Over time, it creates something called oxidative stress, a damaging process that weakens cells and accelerates aging. There's even a disease called hemochromatosis, where the body stores too much iron. Untreated, it leads to cirrhosis, diabetes, and heart failure. Taking iron just in case might not cause such dramatic effects right away, but it nudges your system in that direction, especially as you age. Always check your iron levels through a blood test before taking any supplement. And if you truly need more, food sources like lean red meat, liver, beans, and dark greens, combined with vitamin C, are safer and smarter. Now, let's talk about vitamin E. For years, it was sold as the magic bullet against aging. Antioxidants like vitamin E were marketed to protect your cells, preserve youth, and defend your heart. But new science tells a very different story. Our bodies actually need small amounts of stress, the kind created by exercise or metabolism, to stay strong. This stress tells your cells to adapt, to improve, to get tougher. Megadoses of vitamin E, especially synthetic ones, smother that signal. Instead of protecting you, they can dull your body's ability to grow stronger. Even more concerning, most supplements contain only one form of vitamin E, alpha-tocopherol, while nature provides a complex family of 8 different compounds. By overwhelming your system with just one type, you might be blocking the absorption of the others, weakening the overall effect. And it's not just theory. Large-scale studies, including those by Cochrane and the SELECT trial, have shown that high-dose vitamin E doesn't lower mortality. It may increase it. In some cases, it even raised the risk of prostate cancer. Then there's vitamin A, another nutrient we've been told is crucial. And it is for vision, immunity, and cell growth. But again, balance matters. In food, vitamin A often comes in the form of beta-carotene, which your body converts into active vitamin A as needed. It's a brilliant, self-regulating system. But supplements skip that step. They give you the active form, retinol, straight into your bloodstream, regardless of whether you need it. Too much retinol stresses the liver, weakens bones, and in smokers, it's been linked to a higher risk of lung cancer. Together, iron, vitamin E, and vitamin A form a cautionary tale. Nutrients in excess are not better. Isolated compounds taken without context don't behave like they do in food. The body doesn't thrive on shortcuts. It thrives on balance, on rhythm, on synergy. And when we respect that, we age not only slower, but smarter. For years, resveratrol was hailed as the miracle molecule. Found in red wine, it was linked to the so-called French paradox, the idea that the French could eat rich, fatty foods and still have healthy hearts. The explanation, according to early studies, was resveratrol, a single compound that could activate longevity genes, protect your blood vessels, and perhaps even extend life. The headlines were seductive. The supplement shelves filled quickly. People began swallowing this promise in capsule form, hoping to outsmart aging. But behind that glittering promise was a shaky foundation. The early research that fueled the hype came from a single lab led by a man named Deepak Das. Years later, it was revealed that over 100 studies from his lab were tainted by data fabrication. The core evidence behind the resveratrol revolution crumbled under scrutiny. And when truly rigorous trials were conducted, the magic disappeared. One of the most important studies came from the U.S. government's Interventions Testing Program. Using resveratrol in mammals under tightly controlled conditions, scientists found no increase in lifespan. None. The gene activation that once seemed so promising was not as straightforward as advertised. In fact, newer research suggests that resveratrol acts more like a mild stressor than a healing agent. It interferes with cellular processes in ways we still don't fully understand. The final blow came with a human trial published in the Journal of Physiology. In this study, men were asked to follow a high-intensity workout program. One group exercised without supplements. The other exercised while taking resveratrol. The results were shocking. The group that only exercised showed clear improvements in blood pressure, cholesterol, and vascular function. But in the group taking resveratrol, those benefits vanished. Resveratrol had blocked the positive effects of exercise on their blood vessels. The very supplement marketed to enhance heart health had undermined it. Think about that. You wake up early, commit to moving your body, do the hard work, and then you swallow a pill that cancels out all that progress. That's more than disappointing. It's dangerous, because it's not just about wasted effort. It's about a false sense of security. When people believe a supplement is doing the heavy lifting, they may skip the real work, like eating well, sleeping enough, and moving regularly. So what's the lesson here? That longevity does not come in a bottle. That the body is not a machine you can hack with isolated compounds. That nature, not industry, still holds the blueprint for health. Real longevity is built on a foundation of sleep, food, movement, connection, and purpose. It's not glamorous. It's not instant, but it's real. You do not need the latest pill to live better. You need habits that last. A plate filled with greens, beans, olive oil, and nuts. A walk in the sun. A good night's rest. Laughing with friends. Checking your blood pressure. Cooking at home. And yes, sometimes saying no to supplements that overpromise and underdeliver. Your arteries don't need synthetic molecules. They need you to care. To show up for your body in small, consistent ways. Because in the end, the most powerful prescription for health has no label. It's written in your choices every single day.